Hello, thanks for joining us again on the channel. Okay, yes, we've reviewed a lot of these. Too many, probably. But trust me, this one stands out. It caught me off guard, in a good way. Before we get started, there's a special discount if you're interested. The link is in the description and also in the top comment. Now, let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Let's start with our first reviewer's experience.
This reviewer felt so strongly about their purchase that they were compelled to write their very first online review. Facing the challenge of bringing reliable internet to a large property deep within a remote forest, our reviewer needed a solution for a cabin they were building. With the only option being a local cellular network, the requirements were simple but crucial: consistent connectivity, wide coverage, and decent speed. This 4G modem router apparently surpassed all expectations. Our client found that the device works flawlessly, effortlessly supporting a demanding smart home setup. It currently runs numerous security cameras on its 2.4 GHz band without a single issue. In addition, a complete alarm system with motion and water sensors is connected, and everything operates instantly with no delays or lag. The setup was as simple as adding a local SIM card with a data plan, which has provided more than enough bandwidth for all the cameras to record and upload video to the cloud. The signal range of this modem was another highlight. Even when placed outdoors inside a protective plastic box to shield it from the elements, the coverage was impressive, extending over a very wide area. This client also noted that the range could be tripled by pairing the unit with a compatible mesh extender from the same company. For anyone in a similar remote situation where 4G is the only viable option, this device is recommended as a solid, entry-level choice that simply gets the job done. For those with access to better networks, the same manufacturer also offers a more advanced 5G version.
Let's start with our first reviewer's experience.
This reviewer was experiencing constant issues with their primary internet provider and decided to get this modem router as a failover backup. Since both the client and their spouse work from home, having an uninterrupted connection for their work computers was essential, and this device, acquired for a good value, seemed like the perfect solution for emergency use rather than as a main connection for the whole house. Setting it up was a mostly straightforward affair. Our reviewer used a data-only SIM card, which they simply activated and inserted into the device. It began working immediately with no hassle. They found the user interface to be well laid out, though they admitted to not understanding all the advanced settings, which could be a bit clunky to access at times. For one specific function, enabling the LAN switch, they did have to consult the manufacturer's website for instructions. Where this client noted some significant limitations was in the device's speed, though they emphasized these were not deal breakers for their backup needs. When routing their main internet through this modem router via wired connection, the speed was reduced to less than a third of its original performance. This bottleneck was consistent across both wired and 5 GHz Wi-Fi connections passing through the unit. When relying solely on the 4G SIM card for internet, the speeds were modest, which could be a limitation of the cellular service or the 4G hardware itself. In summary, this reviewer finds the device perfectly adequate for its intended role as an emergency backup, but they caution that it may not be suitable for anyone needing a primary, high-speed connection for an entire household.
Great! Now let's see what our next reviewer has to say about their experience.
This reviewer was genuinely impressed with this cellular router. I've messed around with a few different routers over the years, and this one has to be the easiest to set up I've ever encountered. It's literally plug and play. You just stick your SIM card in, connect to the Wi-Fi network it broadcasts, and a web page automatically appears, guiding you through the simple configuration steps. What really stood out to our reviewer was the pre-configured APN options. It's such a relief not having to dig through menus and manually enter settings like with my old cellular router. The menu layout and available options are all incredibly intuitive. The information displayed is clear and easily understood, and making changes is a breeze. I switched to this router after being frustrated with a CPE-1 LTE router and then a Netgear hotspot, and the difference was immediately noticeable. Our client experienced significantly faster speeds, a more stable connection, and no problems connecting other devices. The range is also fantastic. This person actually ended up not needing the range extenders they were previously using because this router's coverage area was so much better, like double or even triple the distance. For anyone stuck in a rural area with limited internet options, this seems like the perfect solution. Just get yourself an unlimited cellular data plan, pop the SIM card into this router, and bam, you have internet. This reviewer says it's way better and more affordable than satellite internet with a much more generous data allowance. And if you can get the 5G version and you are near 5G towers, our reviewer thinks you could get close to broadband speeds. Overall, for the price and user friendliness, this client thinks this router is the best.
And that's a wrap. If this video was helpful, like and subscribe. Got questions? Let's chat in the comments. See you soon.